And we welcome you back to this special edition of the Steve Malzberg Show. It's 5:12 on the East Coast. I'm John Bachman. Steve Malzberg is joining us live from his secluded bunker somewhere in New Jersey. He's safe and sound away from the elements right now. We're going to get straight to some more calls. First caller is Corey C., who's calling in from Key West. Corey wants to talk about President Obama. Go ahead, Corey.
Hi, how you doing? Steve, I'd like to talk to you. The reason everybody can't understand why President Obama does what he does. And I believe his association with the Muslim organization through Louis Farrakhan explains his actions. He attended the Million Man March, and also Madonna had it right. She tweeted on the internet, "We now have a black Muslim in the White House."
Well, I don't think he's a Muslim. I'll take him at his word, certainly, that he's a Christian. Someone says they're a Christian, they're a Christian. But there's no denying that when you look at what our foreign policy has wrought, it's not haphazard. It's not chaotic. It's brought about chaos, but it's not a chaotic foreign policy. It's a foreign policy with a purpose, I believe. And the purpose, except for Egypt, where they threw out the Muslim Brotherhood, the purpose has worked almost to a very consistent theme, where the Muslim Brotherhood or the radical Islamists are somehow in power. Now, I'm not saying that that's what Obama desired. Maybe it was he desired something less than that and it went awry. But certainly the reason the king of Saudi Arabia despised Obama, according to Richard Engel, was he didn't support Mubarak. He supported the Arab Spring in Egypt and right on down the line. So you're talking about the Muslim Brotherhood, who I believe has infiltrated into the State Department, into the White House, into most branches of our government. And you're talking about a president who's hostile towards Jews, many say, and certainly towards Israel. So when you put all that together, we're fighting alongside Al-Qaeda, for crying out loud, in certain instances. This is outrageous, where this president has taken this country and the world foreign policy-wise. Yeah. And I don't think it's Louis Farrakhan inspired. I think it goes way, way beyond that.
Yeah, and that's the big debate, and neither one is a good answer. Is this a president determined to take us in a certain direction, and that this is exactly where he thought we'd be and wanted to take us, or is this a president and an administration that clearly doesn't have a handle on the dynamics of the Middle East and also these parts of the world where conflict happens every single day, and they've kind of bumbled their way through this and put us in this point. Either way, not a good situation right now. Let's get to our next caller. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh,
What's your name, sir?
I have a quick statement and a question. The statement is, I like Ben Carson. I think he's got a lot to offer. The second thing I'd like to ask a question is, right after Obamacare was passed, I heard several times on the news that they were afraid that Obamacare was the groundwork for a potential dictatorship. And part of the basis for that was the fact that one of the first things Hitler did after taking over Germany was pass health care. And that gave him the right to pass any law he wanted, because there was nothing that couldn't be tied to health care. Is there any validity to that opinion?
Well, I don't see any direct relation between a future dictatorship here in the United States and Obamacare. Not in the near future, but historically speaking, taking or giving free health care or state-run health care, that is a hallmark of governments that wind up in dictatorships and taking people's rights away. Absolutely. The fact of the matter is, your information is now available to agency after agency. Privacy has gone out the window. But I think the most immediate effect that we have to worry about, is not being able to afford the premiums, not being able to afford the deductibles, losing your doctor, losing your hospital, rationing, debt panels. That's the biggest threat right now to America through Obamacare. And these dictates, if you will, haven't been kicked in yet. Obama keeps pushing the kick-in dates down the road. So we haven't felt the entire wrath of Obamacare yet.
Yeah, health care still going up. Our next caller, Johnny G, calling in from Tennessee. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, John, Steve, how are y'all doing today?
Great.
Good,
great.
John. Thanks.
Good, good. I'm retired U.S. Army myself, and I had just a statement or two on Steve Bergdahl.
Well, I tell you what, Johnny, why don't you stick around real quick? I hear the music. That means we got to go to a commercial break, but we want to get your comments, especially you veterans. What do you think about Bo Bergdahl? Steve and I are going to stick around. We're going to be back with Johnny G, who's nice enough to call in from Tennessee. We'll get his comments. Bo Bergdahl seems to be the main talking point today, and we want to get to his comments. The number to reach us right here on the screen. You can call in 561-369-0081. We're sticking around. John Bachman, Steve Malzberg, and Johnny G from Tennessee talking about Bo Bergdahl right after this.